Right, y'all. End of the day. It's about 9:30. I've already went in and put some Jets pizza in the air fryer to warm up. And, yep, just going to bring you out to show you what we've done here. Obviously, we've cleaned the place up. We kind of stashed away the crank-up stand, got Larry's cart on one of the stand-up stands that he gave me, and I got it covered up. And look at all the room that we've got. We got rid of those two cabinets here. We put those in the back room back there for now, and started working. You know, we started working on. We got plenty of room to work on this thing now. After getting things cleaned up, I put another cabinet up too. Put another cabinet up here. It was just this one. These are two different pieces, so we could stash more stuff. But yeah, we started working on our different options here. This is option A. This is the rotor 50 millimeter hub. Does us no good. That came with the brake system, front and rear brake system we got from Joe Wallace. This thing is pretty well worn. As you can see, there's a bunch of hot spots on it, which mean, you know, I mean, when you go from this surface, which is the unadulterated original thickness of the metal, to this thing is just like the fronts. It's seen some track time, man. So we'd have to get a 40 millimeter hub that's floating. Not sure if those are, you know, available, whatever. That'd be the cheapest way to go. Just to get us on the track. Then we can obviously, as we dress up this cart after running it, shaking it down, get it running, then we could buy new rotor here, new rotors for the front, new brake pads, brake system would be good to go, right? So figured we got nothing to lose. Let's go ahead and take these apart. Typical Y2K, early 2000s Italian CRG type brake system. And the trouble that you have with these, you got your cup seal. It goes in this way, cup side down, the bowl side down, so it's flat. And what happens is they're old, right? So that's not going up and down. That's sloppy. And the problem with that, it doesn't have anything to do with the seal, but what it does is it beats up the bore, the walls of the bore. And as that seal starts to move, as the pads start to wear and the seal starts moving, if the edge of the seal, the lip of the seal here, gets onto some of that roughed up, beat up bore surface, that's when they leak. And that's why these brakes in particular, before they change to a piston that actually has the O-ring right on it, kind of like the American stuff, that's why these brakes never hold a bleed. You'll see guys at the track bleeding their brakes on these CIK carts. Not so much on the newer style stuff, but when you've got, especially when you've got the spring, the spring returning brake pads, pad bolts and stuff, where these don't have pad bolts. All they have is the clips that hold the pads into the caliper itself. There's no hardware holding them on. So I think, you know, when the pads the pad can get cocked because it's on these springs, that can cause these things to rock and roll and they get worn out. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to shop for one of these. I got to buy a fuel tank for this cart anyway, so we're going to do that. Get that from Mondo. We were going to look at the brake line that we needed to go from the master here. We're going to switch out the fitting if we're going to use the gold caliper, and get the two-piece brake line. And so we need to shop for that, get a price on that. And then we'll go ahead while we're there and see if we can get a floating 40 millimeter hub and see what's going to be the most feasible, because this is ready to go right back on, be bled, and be done. Only thing holding us up right now is this is 10 millimeter too big. If this was a 40 millimeter hub, I'd have it back up. We'd be already be in business, and we'd be moving on down the road. So if we can get one of these, and it'll work with this rotor, we'd run this rotor once. You know, we'll take it out to Grattan on a track day and run it once. It's just to shake the engine and cut the whole cart down. I'm sure we're going to have some teething issues. You know, we're going to have some problems that we're going to have to overcome. We already have some problems we're working on right now. I think I showed you before in another video how, you know, we changed the spindles. The spindles are different because they're front wheel brake spindles. The tie rod's in the way of the throttle cable hold down, first of all. And when you turn, it gets even worse. The problem becomes even worse. You look at the tie rods, they're coming downhill. I think the length here is wrong. I've got another steering shaft up in a box up there. I'm not sure what kind of cart it was on. I think it might have been on the Aero chassis. And it had the DD2 shifter and stuff on it. So what I'll do is I'll dig that one out and see if the span here is longer and these arms are up higher. Then we'll just swap the steering shafts out. If not, we might have to shop for a steering shaft as well. So there you go. That's we got the place cleaned up. We're ready to tear into it and start making some progress here. We've got to start bolting things on and moving in a positive direction. Get this thing ready to run in. Well, we've got more than a month yet, but still, you know, we don't want to dawdle. We want to get this thing done early, so we've got time to get the trailer out of storage next door, out, get everything that's in there out, get things straightened up and cleaned up because we're going to be taking the trailer to the track. So there you go. CRG Blue Demon, we're moving forward. We got plenty of room to work on it now, folks. So we'll get the side pod and Nerf bar thing straightened out, width of it, all that kind of stuff going. We'll work on that if we can't while we're waiting on this brake stuff, whatever we're going to buy. But right now, I'm going in and doing a little window shopping at Mondo Kart. Godspeed. God bless. Hang in there, y'all. It'll get better. Brakes.